Hi guys, welcome to a new video. Um, Today we're just going to do a light prune on this little guy. I think it was in a video a month ago or so, but it's already put on some good growth, but it's one of these that I'm trying to keep small. So I just want to keep it pruned. And I think I might even pull out the prune cam for this one, so stay tuned for that. So I think we'll set that aside for now. And this one is a cutting that I water propagated earlier this year. And it's growing decent. And I think today it's time for its first prune to get it on its way to developing into a bonsai. So I kind of like the way the trunk is already slanted and curved. Up here it's got a nice curve in the trunk, so I think we'll keep that. We'll just clean up some of these shoots and kind of, like I said, get it on its way. So the first thing, we'll get rid of this shoot down here at the bottom, coming off the trunk, and these little shoots here. Don't think we need those. These in the back. This is going to be a little taller tree. I mean, you could have argued that I could have chopped it here and used some of those lower branches to make a short tree, but I kind of like the way this is a little taller, and it will thicken up and develop into a nice tree. I don't know if you've seen the video on my, what I call my big guy. It's the biggest Portulacaria that I've got. Um, I'll show you a picture of it here, how it started out. And it was very similar to this. It was just kind of a straight stick, it was curving over at the top, planted it slanting. And then over 6-7 years, it's really developed into a nice tree. So that's why you just got to be patient and kind of keep an idea of what a couple years down the road what you're shooting for, and not expect immediate gratification on some of these trees, because that's just not how it works. It's a process to get them developed. Constant maintenance, pruning, refinement. But that's kind of the art and enjoyment of it, is to kind of let them develop. So I like the way this branch here comes out, but I do have something inside here that I don't want, so we'll get rid of that. Let's see if I can get in here close and let you see that. Let's get that out of the way. Open that up. We've got a branch coming here on the back. We'll get rid of that. See a little guy down here we'll get rid of. I think what I'm going to shoot for, I think we'll keep this as the front. It'd be nice to get a little pad layer developing over here. That'll be the first left branch. I think we'll get rid of this and have this be the kind of the right branch pad. And I've got a back branch here, which is nice. If you can see that coming out the back, it's a nice placement. So we'll leave that one there too, and then go on up and kind of develop the top. So I think we'll get rid of this. Clean up some of these shoots close to the trunk. This one shooting straight up, get rid of that. I think we'll bring this one down. What I'm looking at is to keep this, the same height here. So we'll take this down to keep that height like that. And these will continue to develop out. So this will be a nice pad look out here. This branch here is growing back towards the tree, so we'll remove that. I'm thinking we might just get rid of that whole branch. And that way it'll, if we get rid of this branch, you'll be able to see this branch a lot better. Yeah, and see the curve in the trunk, because with this branch here, you don't really see the curve in the trunk. And I think some of these up here will continue to grow out, so it'll still, looking at it from the front, if I cut this off, we're going to kind of develop an open space here, but I've got several branches already growing that way, so that'll fill in if that's where I want it to go. Plus, if you look at this branch here is a bar branch to right across from the back branch. And what happens when those are together like that, it will cause swelling there, so it'll cause a little bit of inverse taper. So I think we'll go ahead and get rid of this branch in front for now. There we go. And that could be a cutting if you wanted to. I've got several, so I'm not sure I'll put that one in the propagation station, but I might, so I don't know. We'll decide that later. Like these cuttings here, I think I mentioned it in a couple of videos before, is I don't cut it super flush to the trunk. I leave a little nub there because that will dry up and then you can just kind of scratch it off and then it'll end up being flush. Let's get rid of some of these leaves on this back branch. I'm just moving some of these leaves so I can kind of get a vision of what that pad's going to look like over there. Some of these downward facing ones on the back, get rid of that. Just so I can start seeing what. And I like this. This is growing straight up, so I think I'll get rid of that. If you can see that there, I'll get rid of that one. And then let this continue to grow out, so it'll kind of come up and then out this way, and then I'll let it grow out to about here or so and develop a nice pad. All right, moving up to the top. Got this one right underneath this one. It's also a bar branch to the one in the back, so I think we'll remove the one in the front just to expose more of the trunk. Yeah, looks all right. And then we've got this small branch here, which is a bar branch on the one in the back, and I think I'd rather have the one on the back since it's on the outside, not on the inside. So we'll get rid of that one on the inside. I'll trim up some of these tall ones in the top. Bring down some of the height a little bit. Bring this one in just to keep everything equal, front to back, side to side. Downward facing leaf, we'll get rid of that. And all these, if you see these little leaves here where I didn't, see if I can get in close there, that this leaf here, I don't flush cut those. I mean, you can if you want on just the leaves. You know, like the branches I'll leave out. The leaves you can flush cut, or you can just leave them like that. They'll dry up and fall off. So, especially this stage of the tree, very early, you know, first styling of it, you don't have to be too precise. Get rid of that. This is just the first styling to kind of get it on its way. This is pointing out to the front, but it is kind of up on the top of the tree. And once you get up into the top third of the tree, it's okay to start letting them down here. You don't want a branch pointing straight out. You know, call them eye pokers. It's just not pleasing to look at, to where it's, you know, pointing directly at the viewer. But once it gets up, you know, the top third of the tree or so, it's okay to have them pointing out to the front, because that'll develop your the crown of the tree, the top, the dense part. So we'll leave that there for now. Just move some of these small downward facing leaves there. I'm trying to decide if I want to keep this back branch, if that's going to do anything for me in the future. It may. I mean, I could get it to where it kind of comes out this way and fill in some of that space over there, or, you know, this branch could accomplish the same thing by filling in that space, and then let the crown be up here. I don't know. We'll see. Decisions. But I wouldn't stress out about it if you're trying to make a decision like that. It's okay just to leave it, think about it. I do that quite a bit on some of my trees. I'll style them, set them back up on the shelf, and they may be at a different angle or something like that, and I'll walk by it. It's like, huh, why did I leave that there? Or, you know, why didn't I cut that off? So it's just different perspective, you know, different day. You look at it a little bit different. So again, that's the fun part. Each time you look at it, you see something a little bit different. Get rid of some of these downward facing leaves up here. And this is a downward facing one here over on this pad, so we'll get rid of that. I think that'll just about do that one today. Let's a couple more downward facing leaves over here I'm seeing. Go ahead and get rid of those, just so you can kind of get a sense of what these pads will look like in the future. Yeah. Like I said, you know, those will develop, you know, kind of grow in and develop a pad over here. Then we'll have one over there. We'll have one in the back. And we'll develop this crown. And someday this will be a nice little tree. So I think we'll leave it there for now. Give you a quick spin around on this one. There's the front. There's the left side. Back. Right side. And back to the front. All right, we'll set that aside. And we'll bring this one up. Clean some of these off. And that last tree had a few little bugs on it. So just to, you know, be extra cautious where I'm not contaminating this tree, I'll clean my pruners up a little bit, just spraying some rubbing alcohol on them. Let that sit. I think we're probably okay, but just be extra cautious. Wipe those off. And we'll trim this up. So like I said, about a month ago, I worked on this tree, and I'll show you a picture of it here in the corner. So you can see it a month ago, it was pruned down, and this is grown indoors under grow lights. It's put on a couple inches on a couple of these shoots. So we're just gonna take those back and kind of keep refining it. It's kind of a slanting style, but hopefully once I prune these off, you'll kind of see what the goal is of this tree. So let's get started with the prune cam. Okay, now we're back. Hope you enjoyed that prune cam. We'll continue on a little bit just to bring this top down. But my goal for this tree is keep the height just about where it is and have it go down in a kind of a cone shape, triangle shape down this way. Keep the length about there, but have this side be a little bit longer. So I'm going to let this continue to grow out. A little bit out this way, probably about there. And then gonna let that round off on the top. So what I'm going to end up with is basically one pad here on the top as my crown, and then one larger branch off this side just to balance it out a little bit. So that's the goal. Like I said, just quick light prune today to keep it in shape. But it's amazing how fast these things will grow in just a month. So I think that just about does it for this one today. We'll keep it. Still undecided about this back branch. I don't think it's helping with the vision that I want for this tree, so I don't know. But I think today it's gonna live on. Just we'll see what that develops into back there. Might prune some of it, some of these downward leaves. because I do like the depth that it provides, you know, having something back there. But I'm not sure if I want to incorporate that into my final design or not. But I think for now we'll leave it, and I think we'll leave the tree there for today. Give you a quick spin around. There's the front, left side, back, right side, and back to the front. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.